calling on all government agencies and institutions to remove barriers that hinder the full.
This is Wadu TV, truth and integrity.
Or are not employed. We have 261 districts in this country. If every assembly can employ 2 persons with disability, I believe we are going to get somewhere. And the ministries, departments, and agencies should also do same. At least 1 or 2 persons with disability will reduce the numbers of unemployment. We talk about skills training for them. Most of the time, they learn these skills. And I have testimonies within my constituency, Dadekotopon. There's a woman who has been able to, she does powder, she does various things. But when it's time to market these things, there's discrimination, there's stigmatization. And so people do not want to buy from her. These are issues that we need to talk about to ensure that even if they are self-employed, we will patronize whatever they are selling. Mr. Speaker, I would not leave out their District Assembly's Common Fund. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, the visionary president of Ghana, has made sure that he has increased their common fund from 3% to 5%. He has also ensured that they have free tertiary education. So our persons with disability, wherever they are, they should ensure that they access these programs that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has put in place. Mr. Speaker, I would also want to call on the district assemblies to ensure that these funds that come for the persons with disability, they will disburse them on time and ensure that they give them what they deserve. Mr. Speaker, on this day, as they celebrate or we commemorate with them, we want to assure them that we as members of parliament in their various districts and communities, we are with them and we wish you well. Our doors are always open and you can come so that we discuss and make sure that you also feel comfortable, because nobody is disabled through his or her fault. So on this day, we want to say, I echo to all persons with disability. And Mr. Speaker, before I take my seat, it will interest you to know most of them are educated and they know what they are about, they know what they are doing. And so let's support them. Let the stigmatization stop, let the discrimination stop to ensure that these people find a space in our communities and in our government. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Yes, Honorable Anna Domprey.
Speaker, I thank you for the opportunity to make some contribution to the very important statement presented by my good friend, the Honorable Dr. Park. Speaker, I think our compatriots are not asking for sympathy. They are not saying that they should be sympathized with necessarily. They are asking that by law, they are given the necessary support as is given to every citizen of this country. It shouldn't be the case that the impression is out there that they are asking for sympathy. That is not the case. The conversation and the narrative for the past decade has been sustained. And then it dovetailed into the passage of Act 715, the 2006. That bill was passed into an act. So it is not the case that it's been nothing. Some meaningful and significant interventions have been staged in this context. However, our compatriots have communicated with clarity that what is being given to them, it's like a poultry support. Like a poultry support. And the call for that act to be reviewed is anchored on 3 legs. One, that in terms of employment quota, you're not calling more than a 5% employment quota to be given to our colleagues and our compatriots with this challenge. They are also calling for some partial and absolute tax exemption. In this House, we passed a number of tax exemptions to corporate bodies who, a few of them have raised issues. They are asking for a tax exemption. They are also saying that there should be, the honorable, my colleague was saying that we should appeal, we are appealing. We should go beyond the appeal. There should be penal enforcement mechanism so that companies and corporate bodies or even individuals who by law are mandated to execute certain deliverables don't do it. It cannot be the usual, let's speak former Nyame expression. No, you come under enforcement, a law which has been passed. So that is the core. In a summary, they are saying that we should review the existing act and incorporate these three legs onto a new act that's supposed to be passed. They are also saying that the Act 715 has no ally. We passed Act 715 in 2006. It's a shame unto us as a country that from that time to now, we've just been talking about ally. And so we don't, the Act has not been given the necessary teeth to bite. That for me is a trust of the matter. And as Speaker, I see my compatriots are here. I'm sure they've been encouraged to be here. You see, and that has always been a problem for our country. Commemorative events, we come, we showcase, we play to the gallery. I would have loved that all persons with disability across the district, all of them will have an expression across the district, other than bringing them to Parliament and then the problems still persist in the various districts. I think that is what we should be doing. And my colleagues, we are also rarely informed that the new amendment that is being called has been duly submitted to Cabinet. It's at Cabinet. So you have the mandate. We are here, we will support you. I hope that Cabinet will do the needful. A while ago, you were praising His Excellency the President. That's fine, we have no objection. But the President can do more. That document is before Cabinet. I want to support you and to further call on the President that Cabinet should work on this ASAP, and then the revised bill or a new bill will be brought to Parliament. Then we can.
Yeah. So you have 1 minute to conclude.
Because that's why you will live long. So we shouldn't play to the gallery. We are happy to see our compatriots, but let's do the needful by making sure that we incorporate these three-leg suggestions into a new act that would deal with the challenge. But on this note, I want to commend my good friend, the Honorable Dr. Apak. I see Honorable Ahmed is also here. Unfortunately, the Minister for Children, Gender, I think this matter has come under her purview. I'm sure if she should have been here, it would have helped. Anyways, we gotta thank you for the opportunity. I'm grateful.
Honorable Minister responsible for local government, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, may you live long for giving me the opportunity to break my parliamentary virginity for this meeting. Virginity for this meeting. Mr. Speaker, the gender minister was with me at Addis Ababa on similar issues like this. And when my respected colleagues mentioned about her, I believe I needed to bring it to her attention. She would have been here, Honorable Agnes Namumu. We were in Addis Ababa on issues of persons with disability and poverty. But Mr. Speaker, may I commend the maker of the statement, Honorable Dr. Clement Apak. This is not the very first time she is doing this. He always been playing the advocacy for the persons with disability very effectively. But Mr. Speaker, one distinguishing feature about the NDC stands clear. In 2006, when the Persons with Disability Act was passed by the then former President J.A. Kufuor, it was not until in 2009 that when His Excellency, the late President John Evans Atta Mills, assumed the high office, that the active implementation began. And that is where 1% of the persons with disability, DACF, was earmarked for persons with disability. It started in 2009 by the late Professor Atta Mills. Mr. Speaker, the one interesting thing is that this very year, the NDC has come back again and we are increasing the 1%, which was increased to 3%, to 5%. So the year 2025, the DACF money allocated for persons with disability was 263 million, and that was 3% of the 7.5 billion. Mr. Speaker, in 2026, an amount of 438 million has been earmarked for persons with disability, and that amount to 438 million Ghana cedis. Mr. Speaker, beyond this, in the GET Fund formula, an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis was also earmarked for persons with disability. Beyond that, Mr. Speaker, there's free tertiary fee and accommodation, everything being given to persons with disability. But Mr. Speaker, what persons with disability want from Parliament is that even though Parliament thought of them, His Excellency the President thought of them, and money was earmarked for them, the disbursement of the money that has been approved by formula, the formula that has been approved by Parliament, for monies to be disbursed to persons with disability, the Speaker, when you go to these MMDAs, it is not being done religiously. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, for this meeting, you have not been seeing me. And that's why when I was starting, I said, this is the very first time that my virginity is being broken for this meeting. It is not unique of me. I used always to be sitting here. But for this particular time, you need to put fire on the person's social welfare officers. Mr. Speaker, some metropolitan and district finance officers are not religiously doing full disclosure to the social welfare officers to know how much money that Parliament has approved and how much money that the President is giving to be given to persons with disability. On this note, Mr. Speaker, I want to entreat every member of Parliament in your district to take special interest in that. And I will call the administrator for District Assembly Common Fund. When the money is sent to the district, give an advice to the MP representing them so that the MP will be aware of how much money has been allocated to persons with disability in his district. Mr. Speaker, you go, some social welfare officers go and buy some quantity of television sets, refrigerators, that I'm coming to do distribution. Mr. Speaker, that is not it. You go and you ask them, where is the album? How many persons with disability do you have here? As a committee for local government, Mr. Speaker, you remember in the 8th Parliament, we visited about 154 districts, and we wanted to see with Honorable Patricia Apiaje, in fact, she was our chairman when we embarked upon that exercise. But Mr. Speaker, you could see that that money is not religiously being disbursed. So if members of Parliament do not take special interest to go to your district and ask how much money was given to the persons with disability in Man district, and how much has been disbursed to them. Mr. Speaker, on a good day like this, International Day of Persons with Disability, this day would have been an opportune time that every person with disability, no matter ethnic, no matter the religion, the ethnic, the party, the everything, today, this is the day that the nation Ghana should have been putting a smile on everybody's face. So, Mr. Speaker, with that,
yes, you have 1 minute to conclude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, concerning the review of the Persons with Disability Act, Mr. Speaker, yes, it is true. Mr. Speaker, you remember that this is the very time that government is preparing a government-wide paper on the Constitutional Review Committee report. So cabinet is inundated with a lot of acts and a lot of legislative activities to be done. Even this weekend, Mr. Speaker, all of us, all cabinet members, we were all in the Eastern region going through all those documents. So, Mr. Speaker, I just want to assure the respected minority chief whip that yes, the law is being worked upon. Cabinet is considering it, and in due course, that act will be presented to this house for consideration. I want to thank every member in this house for increasing the amount for persons with disability from 263 million to 438 million, which is 5% of the 2026 DACF Act. Because these are many more. The persons with disability, Mr. Speaker, you see them.
Yes, Honorable Patricia Piaget, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to contribute towards a statement ably made by our Honorable Chairman of the Disability Caucus, Honorable Apak. It is an important statement, and I'm happy that members have shown a lot of interest. And I'm sure that given the time, if we had adequate time, we would have contributed a lot to what has to be done. Because today is not just to commemorate the day. It's a day of action. And if it's a day of action, then there are a number of things that we seek to address. I'm happy the Minister for Local Government and Rural Development, Chieftaincy, and Religious Affairs has mentioned the fact that the government is doing something about ensuring that on a day like this, we are giving certain kind of largesse, so what do you get? Giving a lot to members with disability. But in all that you said, I appreciate it. But I feel that there's something we haven't done. In 2017, when President Akufo-Addo came to power, we undertook the exercise of registering every disabled or has physically challenged in the community. And I think that is the way forward. If we want to do what you are suggesting, then it's important that we have data of all such people to ensure that whatever program or policy we churn out there, that policy will ensure that everybody is included in it. So it is important, and I want to draw your attention as the Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy, and religious activity, that please undertake the exercise of updating. Yes, you are asking members of Parliament to ensure that their members are well treated, but make sure that we update the records. When we have an update of the records, we can always relate it to the amount of money that has been given out there for members to enjoy themselves. I think what they are asking of us is not charity. What they are asking of us is to ensure that they are included in everything that is being given out there or as a nation. I'm happy that today we have to witness an exhibition mounted by people with disability. And that I'm dwelling on that particular initiative for us to look at the possibility that whatever funds are assigned to the disabled people, we know exactly what we are going to allocate for whichever activity. It is important. Now we have entrepreneurs. and we have to assist them. I'm happy my brother Arno over here mentioned about tax exemptions. If it is not a tax exemption, it could be something to encourage them in whatever they are doing. We can also allocate specific amount of money to boost up their businesses for which they have just started. It is important to look at it from that perspective and ensure that we will encourage them on a timely basis to ensure that whichever activity they try to pursue in life, we are not going to give them pennies, but they will be able to create the funding that is required for them to live as ordinary person in Ghana. And I believe that in doing so, we as policymakers over here, we have a responsibility to make them smile. So let us put our...
You can have 1 more minute.
We have to put our minds to developing the right policies to ensure that our brothers and sisters and our children who are disabled are given special skills training, they are trained, given the right technologies, they have the right markets and businesses opportunity for entrepreneurs with disability, especially when the emphasis is on that in this particular commemoration. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Honorable Deputy Minority Leader. Yes, Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think this Parliament has demonstrated today our very special affection and consideration for our colleague citizens who we describe as disabled. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to know that disability is not inability. In many spaces, our colleagues who are disabled are indeed more able than those of us who are actually able. There are certain functionalities that they can perform better than those of us who are even not categorized as disabled. And therefore, as a country, we must put in place both the legal and infrastructure frameworks that will enable our disabled colleagues to be fully integrated into our national system. I think a few things are outstanding. One is we need to upgrade the legal framework. We passed the legislation to confer rights and impose obligations on the state in relation to disabled persons, but time is changing and we need to upgrade the legal framework, and that is something that we in Parliament should be particularly concerned about. And I also know there are some international commitments relating to the disabled that we need to ratify in this House, like the African Protocol on Disability. Those need to be ratified by this House. So we in this House must be seen, living up to our obligations in the area that is within our mandate to do, which is to upgrade the legal infrastructure and ensure that all international protocols are signed on to. Secondly, physically, we must integrate them. And so the infrastructure of this country must continuously upgrade to account for the special needs of physically disabled persons. And I know that our committees, both in the social sectors and infrastructure sectors, must continue to push for government infrastructure, government contracts, schools, hospitals, clinics, whatever infrastructure, public offices, that the commitment to make sure that they are accessible to disabled persons are complied with by all the agencies. That is a duty that we in this House have as a Parliament. And also, lastly, economic empowerment. that we must integrate them into the economy. It shouldn't be the case that the place for the disabled people are our traffic lights and places where they gather and beg. That shouldn't be the place of disabled persons. We as a country must consider it as a major national embarrassment when our colleagues have to earn their living at traffic lights begging. And so, as a parliament, we must enact legislation which will compel a quota in every factory, in every organization, in every institution. Same way that we are enacting quotas for gender, we must also enact quotas for disabled persons. So that every institution must show that a certain number of its workers are disabled persons, because invariably there's no way that you won't find a disabled person who is qualified on his own to be employee of a certain factory, company, or organization. And so we must make it a quota for every agency, institution to ensure that they have a certain number of disabled persons engaged by them. And I believe that political parties as well must make an effort to fill a number of disabled persons so that they will come to Parliament, be in Parliament, and they can voice the concerns of their colleagues. We can say all the things that we want to say about them, but they are better advocates of their situation than we can ever be in this chamber. I recall that in the past, when the First Republic, our Constitution allowed the presidents to appoint, and such arrangements enable presidents to appoint people who could also represent certain special groups in Parliament. I know we are having some discussions about constitutional amendment. I don't know how it will conclude. For ensuring...
1 more minute. 1 more minute.
Yes, I was just taking that 1 minute, Yeah, so we must also find a way of making sure that our Constitution has a framework that enables us in government to account for the interests, the concerns, and representation of disabled persons in our governance system. Mr. Speaker, on this very auspicious day, let me commend highly the leadership of the Disabled Persons Association, the persons with disability. They came to the Parliament fully prepared. They have set up an exhibition center. They have their own factories. They have their own industries. And they manufacture certain things. And so they have come and they have mounted an exhibition here so that members of Parliament, please make time and go through the stands, see what they have been producing, and some of the things that we have been procuring for our constituencies. If we can procure them from the association, it will go a long way to help finance their activities and ameliorate the conditions and plight of some of them. Mr. Speaker, indeed, I am told that some of our colleagues have already even purchased some of the products, and so I want to use this opportunity to personally market Mr. Speaker, just 1 more minute. So, we have never marketed any company's product in this chamber. But today, for the first time, we are marketing and promoting the products that our persons with disability have been producing, and urging all Ghanaians to patronize these products so that we can uplift the circumstances and conditions of our brothers and sisters who have disabilities. I thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, what the Majority Leader forgot to add is that NBSSI, National Board for Small-Scale Industries, which through this House, this announcement in the 8th Parliament, it became Ghana Enterprise Agency. Mr. Speaker, some of these products that is exhibiting today, under Nana Akufo-Addo's government, a lot of them received funding. Mr. Speaker, I am aware that a lot of them receive funding. A lot of them receive funding. What I want to urge those who are involved in such manufacturing is that when the state finances them, they should try and pay back. I am aware that a lot was given out some 5-6 years ago, and a lot more will need funding so that they can do more and not beg. So, Mr. Speaker, that fact was lost on the majority leader. I needed to put it across so that we give credit where credit is due. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the treasure space.
Honourable members, yes. Second Deputy Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, let me thank you for the opportunity. I believe so much has been said about the issue, about the statement made by Dr. Clement Apaak. I'm not going to add anything except to commend Dr. Clement Apaak for personally making issues relating to people with disability as a project. He has made it a project, and for the past couple of years, actually championing this particular project. And I want to commend him highly. I think we can all lend our support for this, our unfortunate disabled people. It's very important. It's our core, and we have to support them. So, Dr. Clement Apaak, I want to use this platform to commend you. Keep it up. Mr. Speaker, thank you so much.
Honourable members, thank you so much for this insightful statement and comments on the statement. The maker of the statement is the chairperson for the Disability Caucus in Parliament, of which I am a member. Honourable members, they are not physically challenged. They are not disabled. They don't have physical disability. They are persons with disability. That is the terminology. Persons with disability. They are here, particularly their leadership, and may I have your indulgence to announce their presence. We have Mr. Richard Ofe, Ghana Dreams Disability Development Foundation. He is the president. Then we have Mr. Bismarck Ano, Ghana Federation of Disability Organization. He's executive director. We have Mr. Emmanuel Laye, Ghana Society of the Physically Disabled, executive director. We have Mr. Alex Tete, Center for Employment of Persons with Disability, executive director. We have Mr. Michael Owusu Asari, No Limit Foundation, executive director. We have Rose Atitepe, Ghana Dreams Disability, member. is Ghana Drains Disability Development Foundation. We have Mrs. Salome Koko Labi, Ghana Drains Disability Development Foundation member. Honorable members, they have mounted exhibition at the foyer. I urge all of you that after adjournment, we all go to the foyer to see their products. It's very important. It's an indication of the fact that disability is not inability. So, honorable members, on your behalf, I welcome them to Parliament of the Republic of Ghana and urge them to have a fruitful visit and exhibition. We have students from Dendo Da Basic School, led by Sunu Michael, head teacher. They are from South Tong, they numbered 65. We have Mrs. Edusan New Nation School, led by Esther Ganyo, NCC officer. They are from Ayawaso East, they numbered 61. We have Pong Tamale Senior High School student, led by Al-Hassan Humeru, Senior House Master and Patron of Student Parliament. They are from Savalugu. They numbered 36. We have Tender Sprouts Community School, led by Gabriel Donne Blay, founder. They are from Shao Sudoku. They numbered 39. Then we have Ghana National Amputee Football Team, led by Stephen Richard Obey, head coach. They are from Sechere East. They numbered 20. Honorable members, on your behalf, I welcome them to Parliament of Ghana and urge them to have a fruitful visit. The honorable members, I announce to you visit by members of the National Assembly Service Commission of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to Parliament of Ghana from Monday 22nd to Friday 27th June 2026. Honorable members, I have the pleasure to introduce to you our revered visitors from Nigeria. Our visitors are Mr. Patrick Ahokai Jiwa, Commissioner, Leader of Delegation. We have Honorable Engineer Sani Bala, Chairman, House Committee on Public Service. We have Mr. Afiz Ipsa Balongun, Commissioner, is a commissioner. We have Mr. Festus Ifenachi Odi, he's also a commissioner. We have Mr. Sunday Okeho, Director, Planning, Research, and Library. We have Mr. Samson Anyefiok, Director, Promotions and Discipline. We have Mr. Bashir O. Lawal, Director ICT. We have Mr. Babanjide Ademilu, Director, Zonal Offices. We have Mr. Jiwasin Jacob Simon, Deputy Director, Audit. We have Mr. Mohammed Labaran, Director, Budget. We have Mr. Mactams Anthony Agai, Chief Planning Officer. Then we have Miss Angela Akbulu, Assistant Chief Protocol Officer. Honourable members, on your behalf and on behalf of the House, I welcome the delegation to Parliament, and I wish them fruitful deliberation and stay in Accra, Ghana. Thank you for coming.
Yes, Speaker, if you may indulge me, following the wonderful views expressed from both sides of the House relative to the statement presented by our colleague, and the three matters outstanding: LI, the absence of penal enforcement, and the quota measures, as was also corroborated by the majority leader. Speaker, I want to employ you, if you may, Speaker, for us to sustain these actions, refer this committee, this statement to the Standing Committee on Gender, so that they can apprise us on the LI and the other considerations that were mentioned. So I so submit. Leader.
Very well. I will first of all direct that the statement be transmitted to the minister responsible for gender, as well as the Committee on Gender and Social Protection. Yes. Yes. Majority Leader, we have a statement in the name of Honorable Comfort Doyo Kujo, Member of Parliament for Ada. You have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, first of all, last Sunday was Father's Day. So I would like to take the opportunity to wish all fathers happy belated Father's Day. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to make a statement in commemoration of International Widows' Day, observed annually on 23rd June, to draw attention to the numerous challenges faced by widows in Ghana and to advocate stronger protection for their rights and dignity. International Widows' Day serves as a reminder of our struggles endured by millions of women who, upon the death of their spouses, are confronted with economic hardship, discrimination, social exclusion, and harmful traditional practices. It is also an opportunity for us as a nation to recommit ourselves to safeguard the welfare of widows and ensuring that they are treated with dignity and respect. Mr. Speaker, Despite the progress Ghana has made in promoting human rights and gender equality, many widows continue to suffer from abusive widowhood rights that violate their fundamental rights and human dignity. In some communities, widows are subjected to degrading rituals, confinement, forced mourning period, accusation of cursing their confinement, forced mourning period, accusation of causing their husband's death, and other inhuman practices that have no place in a husband's death, and other inhuman practices that have no place in a modern democratic society governed by the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, another major challenge confronting widows is the deprived of their inheritance rights. Many widows are unlawfully denied access to their late husband's properties by family members who exploit their ignorance of the law. In numerous instances, widows and their children are evicted from their matrimonial homes and deprived of properties that they jointly acquire with their deceased spouses. This unfortunate situation persists despite the existence of laws such as the Interstate Succession Act 1985, PNDC Law 111, and other legal protections intended to secure the rights of surviving spouses and children. The problem is often compounded by inadequate public awareness and the reluctance of some commitments to abandon customs that are inconsistent with the laws of Ghana and the provision of the Constitution. Mr. Speaker, it is imperative that we intensify public education on property rights, inheritance laws, and legal laws available for widows. Knowledge of law remains one of the most effective tools for preventing exploitation and abuse. I therefore call upon the National Commission for Civil Education, the Information Service Department, the media, the traditional authority, religious leaders, civil society organizations, and all stakeholders to embark on sustained